So Nuke, tell me how you feeling with your job? How's work going? I wanna know. We haven't really had a chance to talk a lot, so we have to talk now. If you are willing to talk about it, if you're down to talk about it, you don't have to. It's really good. I love what the job entails. Nice, nice. Once again, we have an author that we read most of their work. This author is called... Well, here it says Dr. Bridge Personal File, but the bot does call them Dexanote, which I'm not sure which one is correct, but we just call them Dr. Bridge, Dr. Django Bridge. Yeah, we read most of their work. The most recent one that we read from them seems to be the Dime Consumers, 1779, which I'm pretty sure the Dime Consumers is the dragon that only likes nickels and dimes. Yes, that's it. So again, post-mortem people choices, infernal occult skeleton, Mr. Moon, two fairies, birth worm, yeah. Stab you in a different skin. These are all like ones I did really like. So another author that has a knack for writing good SCPs. And my colleagues are very happy to have me, which is nice to hear for once. JK. Well, I mean, as long as you're finally, you know, getting the zone, you're earning cash, you're in a good working spot, a non-toxic working spot, most importantly, compared to, like, you know, Che, then I'm just glad you're doing well. This one is called Haunted Liopleurodon. What the fuck? How do you even what? Liopleurodon skull. How do you pronounce this? Why you had to say it like that? How to pronounce Liopleurodon? Like what? What does it even mean? Haunted. What's a Liopleurodon? What is that? Oh, it's these guys. Let me show you. It's these ones. These motherfuckers. The ones that ate the villain dinosaur in Jurassic World 1. That's just like I heard. Now that I see them, I did hear the name before. I just completely forgot that they're called like that. Liopleurodon. Okay, Haunted Liopleurodon skull, nice and short. Well, nope. Okay, yeah, it's nice and short. Let's go. Up to class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-2113 is stored on a raised platform in custom underground containment chamber B08 at Biosite 66. Underground containment chamber B08 is accessed through two entrances. Corridor B08. I did my stopwatch thing, right? Yeah, I did. Corridor B08 access via floor B2 at Site 66 main building or via elevator installed in outbuilding A11, which was constructed on the surface above the chamber. Corridor B08 extends directly from the main building to UCC B08 and allows for uninterrupted travel directly to the observation lab. UCC B08 measures 10 meters to each side and is situated at a depth of 90 meters underground. The observation lab sits at 5 meters above the floor level of the chamber, with a glass wall permitting observation of the item and entity. The Ash one appears to be restricted to the immediate area around SCP-2113. It may occasionally pass through physical barriers in its containment, but a breach had been deemed highly unlikely at this time. Unlikely. Unlikely. Does not mean it does not happen. Just so you know, it could still happen. Description. SCP-2113 is a collective fragment of an incomplete fossilized skull, identified as belonging to a member of the species Liopleurodon ferox, an aquatic pliosaurid apex predator that existed during the Jurassic period. By the way, can you imagine if that thing actually still existed nowadays? I think sharks would look cuter to people if this was a thing that they had to worry about. Fucking like crocodiles with fins. You know, the size of like you could like look at this in this picture. In this picture, you can see that apparently a whole human could easily fit inside its mouth. I think people would be a lot more calm about sharks if that's what was in the water instead. Or with them, who knows. The specimen was recovered in a damaged state, with a majority of fossil fragments embedded in the stone matrix with a combined weight of 133 kilograms. Oh, that's not, oh, well, it's a skull. 133 kilograms for a skull is pretty heavy. The remainder of the skeleton could not be located during SCP-2113's excavation, despite efforts by paleontological teams. Hey Zeno, welcome. Scouring the area over 8 months following initial recovery. Dash-1 is a large, insubstantial entity measuring 6 to 8 meters long. Closely associated with SCP-2113, it is actively mobile and faintly luminescent, with an oblong shape that tapers to the blunt point near its front. Okay. Its behavior is erratic. While normally relatively docile, the entity has repeatedly displayed outbursts of violent activity resulting in mild telekinetic activity and electromagnetic disturbance. Throughout Site 66. SCP-1 has not yet proven capable of physically manipulating its surroundings in a direct manner. Mental effects. When in a docile state and approached by a human, Dash-1 will vanish and not reappear until a period of time has passed, usually lasting between 4 and 9 hours. Mild electromagnetic activity and temperature changes will often occur in the general vicinity of Dash-1's most recent location. Ooh, spooky. The occurrence of which is inconsistent between events. This disappearance are not considered to be containment breaches due to the entity's predictability in remaining near SCP-2113. Sporadically, Dash-1 will become aggressive towards living biological entities approaching its containment. When in an aggressive state, Dash-1 will remain suspended still in the air for periods of 20 minutes to 2 hours at a time, moving rapidly to bite prey targets that it detects within 10 meters of its location. Due to its non-physical nature, Dash-1 has in the past shown capable of moving through physical barriers to reach its targets. It has never been seen to travel more than 100 meters from SCP-2113. Targets bitten by Dash-1 report immediate visual, oral, and tactile hallucinations, which typically last for a period of 15 to 20 minutes. Additionally, they often experience severe depersonalization and dysphoria, which fade over the course of 7 to 12 days. Victims are usually rendered near catatonic for the duration of this initial effect. Experiences are relatively consistent between victims, with a majority reporting that they found themselves existing as a large animal, presumably Liopleurodon ferox, within a warm aquatic environment. Various activities have been reported, including but not restricted to hunting, territorial disputes with other large predatory fauna, and intentional breaching for an unknown reason. Individuals with no prior knowledge of Jurassic ecology have accurately described the appearance of various flora and fauna appearing in their particular hallucinations. Can you imagine you see a skull from one of these things, and then you have hallucinations of other dinosaurs and aquatic dinosaurs from back then? Like you think that's just like a velociraptor chilling around the corner, and you're like, I could have sworn. Okay. Atypical. Wait, no. Victims of this hallucinatory effect universally describe a visceral disconnect from their self and how they feel as if they are the animal through which these hallucinations are experienced. In most cases, victims in the early stages of recovery exhibit profound confusion and lack of coordination. Rehabilitation is gradual but usually successful, with all past victims of this effect having reached a full recovery within 60 days after the encounter. Interviewees have vividly described the instinctive nature of the experiences, as well as specific physical and emotional sensation consistent across events. A typical incident: on -1 passed through the bulkhead of the observation lab and attacked researcher Greer before vanishing for 73 minutes. Mr. Greer was rendered unconscious and could not be roused for 2 hours, 16 minutes, at which point he became conscious but catatonic. He was put under a secure observation for several days, during which he lapsed into brief periods of unconsciousness at irregular intervals. 11 days after the initial attack, he regained a measure of lucidity and promptly volunteered on an account of his experience. A transcript log will not be provided here, due to the length and disorganized nature of his account. Researcher Greer experiences was markedly divergent from the established pattern. While initially set underwater and through the eyes of the animal, as expected, he proceeded to describe a vague event in which the water was singing and cracking, and that his bones were scraped off. He then described in detail a series of sensations throughout his body, as it was buried by sediment and remained in place for an impossible length of time, and that it was there until after the desert was gone. It is believed that these sensations described, among other things as hardening or hard numb, enunciation was unclear, correspond to the fossilization process that led to the creation of SCP-2013. The nature of the other described event involving singing and breaking/cracking water is as of yet unknown, but is hypothesized to have contributed to the creation of -1. Approximately 40 minutes after returning to consciousness, researcher Greer underwent cardiac arrest brought on by persistent exhaustion and physiological distress. No other victim of -1's effect has undergone an event like this. Well, I know for sure I would not get anywhere near this thing. Nah. I'm staying away from that. Shit's creepy, spooky, scary. And so okay, sure, okay, yeah. Never mind. I'll keep going.